The Phoenix Rising pregame show is brought to you by Reese's Dental and Braces.
Yes, it is time for the first edition of Dollar Beer Night in the 2019 campaign here in the Valley of the Sun at Casino Arizona Field as Phoenix Rising Football Club looks to bounce back after their gut-wrenching loss against Orange County, their most bitter rivals, as they play host to Jerson Echeverry and Rio Grande Valley Toros here in the Valley of the Sun. Pre-game presented by Reese's Dental. Tyler Terrence along with the ex-German pro Devin Kerr. And Devin, when Bud Lights are flying for a buck a pop here in Phoenix, they simply don't lose.
The statistics provide the support for all of that and more. 26 goals for, 8 goals against. That's a plus 16 goal differential, and 6 times they've scored 3 or more goals. More importantly for Rick Johnson, the defensive side of things, they've gotten shutouts in 6 of the last 7. 9 different teams have felt the wrath in Dollar Beer Night. RGV hoping history doesn't repeat itself.
And for Phoenix, Adam John, who suffered some back spasm, missed a couple of games. He's looking to get back into form, and Phoenix certainly need him to.
Everybody was kind of questioning Adam John and what kind of form is he in. Tell you what, he scored 3 times in 6 games. How you like me now? I mean, the guy is back in shape. He's doing better, removed from that lower back injury, and they've now got their number 9 back, looking to escalate things on the offensive side.
And on this Dollar Beer Night, Phoenix are taking on a side that they have never lost to in RGV. However, the Toros are unbeaten in their last 5 games. Their most recent result, a 2-1 win against the playoff side that Phoenix is all too familiar with in T2.
Over that run, it's been quite interesting, really, because they started off at home, New Mexico United. Then it progressed. Oklahoma City, Las Vegas Lights. That 4-4 barn burner at Los Dos was one of the craziest matches I've ever seen. And then you followed up on the road against T2. Jerson Echeverry likes the way things are going for his squad. A better composition this year. There's a couple reasons for that. One of the main ones, though, is the big guy up top, Michael Salazar. This is a guy, got drafted, Montreal Impact, and his career has been up and down. But he's a penultimate professional, according to the head coach. And he said, listen, he has taken this squad, not only on the offensive side of things, but both on and off the field. He's a great player, an excellent leader, and he has made everybody's level rise to the next level to push them to all these points and victories.
The Belize International had a hat trick against Los Dos to go along with another goal in only 7 appearances, looking to link up with the likes of Malik Foster up top. Phoenix Rising FC looking to bounce back after that tough loss as they return home. RGV looking to extend their unbeaten streak to 6 and finally take down Phoenix Rising. It's all coming your way next.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a few years old or dinosaur old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Mobile Mini is a lockdown defender. Have peace of mind using Mobile Mini, guarding all of your valuables on site, at home, or at your business. Mobile Mini storage containers are made of 100% steel and maximize your protection with our patented Tri-Cam locking system that is camera-proof, cut-proof, and drill-proof. Proud partner of Phoenix Rising FC.
Phoenix Rising Football Club riding a 6-match unbeaten streak here at Casino Arizona Field. Before it was called Casino Arizona Field, dating all the way back to 2018 in the postseason, where they were able to take down Swope Park Rangers. That was actually the last dollar beer night, and the last goal scored was by none other than part owner Didier Drogba. We'll take a look at the starting 11s for both sides, and just a reminder that the 2019 season for Phoenix is brought to you by Equality Health. Mr. Devin Kerr, what are we looking at for Phoenix?
Zach Lubin gets the nod once again. First time he'd given up multiple goals this season. Again, only that one in the Austin Bold game. Back four stays the same. I like the look in the middle of the field that we're going to see tonight. Rick Sean said that we might see double tens. That's probably what you're going to see going forward. Lambert might sit a bit deeper, but this is the progression of Kevon Lambert. It allows Musa to sit, allow the outside backs to get a bit higher. Same front three up top.
And on the other side for RGV, a team that's riding a 5-match unbeaten streak. We talked about Salazar, but Devin, you and I both love who's named the Jamaican Messi, Malik Foster, on loan over out on the right-hand side.
This kid can fly. He's only 5'6", but he's got an engine that goes for days, goes 0 to 100 real quick, and it's Calarvance on the other side by Chuy Enriquez. And the combination of those two guys, Salazar up top, Wilma Cabrera is the wild card. He's still very young. The understudy of course, his father, Wilma Cabrera, head coach of the Houston Dynamo. What can he bring at just 18 years old, sitting in that number 10 position?
Well, our head referee for tonight, Dejan Zuzak, gets us underway from Casino Arizona Field. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr, 3 points up for grabs in the USL Championships Western Conference. Friday night lights here in the Valley of the Sun, and Bud Lights are going for a buck a pop as Kevon Lambert sees that one taken away from him just at the last moment. Mustafa Dumbuya able to find Junior Flemings out wide, just trying to boss his way through, and RGV will clear their lines. Phoenix Rising coming off of that 2-1 loss against Orange County. They were able to pull one back in the form of Adam John. They had some chances late as John tries to push one out wide for Joey Calistri. He puts in a good challenge, no whistle. Calistri clips one in, angled too close at Michael Nelson, who's in his second season with RGV. And we'll take a look at our Mayo Clinic injury report. And for Phoenix Rising, of course, the awful news coming out about Jason Johnson. Torn meniscus, out for 4 to 6 months. Also throw in Colin Fernandez and, of course, Alessandro Ricci, who's getting closer and closer to returning. Meanwhile, on the other side for RGV, nothing to report of. Here's Malik Foster on the near side, on loan from Alajuelense, one of the best clubs over in Costa Rica, after coming over from Portmore United. And if you're noticing anything new about Phoenix, those Copper State uniforms, let's take a look at tonight's Allsco uniform report. RGV in their orange and white, and Phoenix just looking mighty fresh in those Copper States, Dev.
All black, little trim to it.
Oh.
Prim and proper, isn't it?
Here's Junior Flemings out wide. Good move, laces one across. Kyle Adams is there first, and a deep throw in for Phoenix.
Not as much familiarity within this RGV squad as we saw go from 16 to 17 and the 17 to 18 team. Jerson Echeverry stepping into the helm last year, getting the opportunity to experience USL at a very high level. And, you know, they just made some changes. They kept some familiar names in the likes of Kyle Adams. We've seen Connor Donovan getting the opportunity to come back, Wilmer Cabrera, but additions like Michael Salazar, Malik Foster, some of the other boys in the middle, Emilio Hernandez, have really allowed this team to explore new depths of their talent.
Of course, is Kevon Lambert, 21-year-old from Jamaica, who has just been absolutely phenomenal in the middle of the park. He's not going to dominate the score sheet, but he does so many little things. And he will be missed in Phoenix, as he will most certainly be an integral part of the Reggae Boys, as Jamaica will be participating in the 2019 Gold Cup this summer. Malik Foster, who's on RGV, will also be there. You have to imagine Junior Flemings is going to get the call up as well. Only time will tell. There's John Baquero, who's getting the first start for Phoenix tonight in quite some time after having some visa issues. He headed back to Spain. He was training and staying fit over there. But Rick Shantz didn't necessarily want to risk it, him coming back for the Orange County game. Came off the bench and immediately made an impact and assisted on the Adam John goal. Calistri, bothered by Malik Foster. Joey Farrell out of the back. Not exactly sure who the intended target was, but it goes all the way back for the keeper, Michael Nelson. And Nelson actually made his debut against Phoenix last year in the middle of the season, and he had put on quite the show. He didn't make a ton of saves, but he made a few that were sort of eye-popping. He was a walk-on at SMU, and he pitched a shutout against Phoenix Rising when they were in terrific form last year. And he gets the nod here tonight.
It's always interesting to see the different paths that players take. Some of these guys are massive recruits coming out of high school. They go to UNC, they get drafted #1, win a national championship. And there's guys like Michael Nelson. I'm just going to walk on at SMU, and oh, by the way, 3-time conference goalkeeper of the year. I'm going to get drafted in the top 20 in the MLS draft 2018 by Houston. No big deal.
And he actually played with the general manager who was then the coach of Charlotte Independent's son in Mike Jeffries, Anthony Jeffries, over at SMU. Malik Foster in support. Early delivery cut out by Dumbuya. Good pressure from Junior Flemings. The Jamaican with a terrific work rate, taken down from behind. Early decision here for the referee, whether to show the yellow card on more or less the first challenge of the game. And Coronado probably lucky to get away with one here.
He understands the referee wants to give an early talking to and just let him know didn't exactly like what he saw. No big deal. Ruler across the arm, move on.
The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. Shop Arizona's largest selection of new Fords with no hassle, no pressure, and no nonsense. Sanderson Ford is America's most awarded Ford dealership for customer service. Shop Sanderson Ford. Just out of the reach of John. And Joey Calistri saying pump the brakes. Let's get Amadou Dia and that potential long throw-in up and available. And the Red Fury trying to do their part here at Casino Arizona Field. Phoenix would love to get off to a quick start. Dia long throw in. Won by Connor Donovan. Malik Foster made matters probably more difficult for himself as John Baquero wins the throw in. And Jerson Echeverry in his second season with RGV. Looks on in the technical area at the bottom of your screen. Lambert putting in the challenge, and look at those long strides being put to work. Here's Musa. Joey Farrell. Just out of the reach of Flemings, and Kyle Adams will claim it.
Already getting a look at that different look in the midfield we talked about with Musa, Lambert, Baquero. Lambert, Baquero allowed to explore a bit more as James Musa will sit deeper. The outside backs can get higher, get involved in the run of attack. That's something we haven't seen as much recently, but then also when they step up, center back's not afraid to come out. Saw that from Joey Farrell just moments ago. And that overloads the offensive side for things, makes it very difficult for RGV.
Farrell looking for an option. Amadou Dia. Dumbuya. Stop that on a dime, huh? Michael Nelson with Adam John hot on his trail. Dia lines up the header. Oh, look at Baquero. Couldn't quite get on the other end of the nutmeg. He's going with the true Mohawk. John Baquero, wearing number 10 for Phoenix on loan from Toronto.
all the way through on the back, even almost skin on the side. Have a 0, please.
Could you pull that off?
Got everything in the bag. Kidding me? What kind of question is that? You can see the home crowd feeling it tonight for sure. And to be fair, they would bring that whether it was dollar beer night or not. Phoenix on the front foot here and enjoying a nice spell of possession. That's something Rick Schantz has really prided the growth of this team over the course of 2019. A lot of people frustrated with some of the results, but if you just take a look at the body of work in general, again, this is a process for them. They are showing you glimpses, and a win tonight gets them right back into contention for everything. People are quick to criticize and, oh, look at the great run RGV have. You know, they've been unbeaten in 5. A win tonight, and Phoenix is right there with them.
A win would put them level on points in 5th place, but due to wins, they technically would be a bit further down the list. And obviously a bit difficult to play scoreboard on May 10th. Here's Donovan out of the back. Right to Amadou Dia. And Becerra will go all the way back for Lubin. Phoenix do have their hands full in terms of the schedule, as they are going to be playing host to New Mexico United on May 15th in the 2nd round of the 106th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And it'll be a rematch of what was just an awesome 3-3 match in the beginning of the season between the two sides. And New Mexico United obviously proving to be quite formidable in their first ever season, coming off of that emphatic 3-0 win against San Antonio FC as Malik Foster keeps it in play. Foster in for Salazar underneath his foot, but able to recollect.
Fortunately for Phoenix, they've got quite a few at home, but their run-in of games right now is something serious. I mean, it's not, you look 9-10 down the road, and it's difficult to do if you're a head coach. But just for the fans, some fun speculation. You have RGV, all right, Vegas is the one, but Real Monarchs, Tulsa, Orange County, Reno, OKC, T2, and RGV again. I mean, you're relative who's who of the top of the Western Conference right now. And we asked Rick Schantz about that. I said, Rick, you know, regardless of how you feel personally about the way the team is playing, you know, you've got 5 of 6, including the Open Cup at home. Pretty good spot right now to get some momentum, good launching point to push you guys back in the top of things. And he said, yeah, you know, I can't discredit that. However, if it's not 5 of 6, then it's 4 of 5, then it's 3 of 4. He goes, you start getting into these patterns where it's, okay, well, we still have a chance, we still have a chance. You truly have to take it one game at a time. So let's start with RGV, and then we'll go from there.
It was a good idea on the interplay from Malik Foster, but it's cut out by Joey Calistri. Adam John using that big frame to his advantage. Junior Flemings with all those herky-jerky moves that make it so difficult to defend. Salazar trying to thread the needle. Dia has it covered, wants Lubin off of his line, and Dia throws a nasty forearm. And it was clean according to our referee.
Great stuff by Amadou Dia, just shielding him off so that Zach Lugan can come out and collect. You have to keep an eye on the holding midfielder role of James Musa. Phoenix have to be careful because allowing him to sit a bit deeper does get the outside backs high, which is a great look. But if you keep an eye on RGV, they are very condensed in the middle of the field. Wilma Cabrera not overcommitting. Chuy Enriquez, Malik Foster tucking it as well. So when they go the other direction, they've already got 3 and 4 guys stacked very high to allow them to have that nice transitional play.
Becerra wants it back from John, he'll get it. Tambuya trying to direct traffic from the right back position as he cuts inside. Now it's Cochran. Just over the head of Chuy Enriquez and out of play.
Good look at the man that's occupying Solomon Asante's spot for right now. Junior Fleming's on the right and Joey Calistri on the left. Of course, Solomon Asante, the sad news of his father passing and headed back home to deal with family issues. We wish him our best, and he knows that his Phoenix Rising family is behind him.
Salazar. Good matchup here between Cochran and Salazar. Cochran was probably one of the best players on the field for Phoenix on the night against Orange County at Championship Soccer Stadium. As this one goes into Chuy Enriquez, and A.J. Cochran with a great challenge. And Rick Schall's just really impressed with his positioning. He's not the fastest guy by any stretch of the imagination, and he's gone up against some quick players, but really doesn't seem to get beat for pace just because he's always in the right place to be able to defend and never having to track back. RGV have to track back at the moment with Junior Fleming's running at them. Fleming's in for John. Back for the Jamaican. Trying to find Dumbuya. It wasn't a bad idea, but cut out by Coronado. And Joey will be able to go all the way back for Lubin. Phoenix Rising is pleased to have players of FC Del Sol as tonight's First Watch Ball Kids. Be sure to visit www.firstwatch.com to find your neighborhood First Watch, the daytime cafe. Calistri brings it down with a terrific first touch. Working on Andrew Samuels. Fleming's early ball in. John on the first time! Oh, that is clinical from Adam John. Goals in back-to-back games for the big number 9, and Phoenix are off and running.
Took them a few minutes to get going, but they've held some nice possession in the opening 15 minutes. Back and forth, side to side. Sometimes you do have to bide your time. Said coming in, this was a guy who's been looking to consistently make his mark. He got involved running last week, coming back from injury. Notice the overlapping play. You think the initial run is going to come from Dumbuya? It does not. Flemo picks his head up, sees the run by John to the near post, and it's a knee-jerk reaction to get enough English on the ball to pick out the far post. Michael Nelson can only watch as the big number 9 finds the back of the net for the 4th time in 7 games.
Adam John, his 4th goal this season. Junior Fleming's his 4th assist of the season. And Adam John, who is our player to watch for Phoenix, putting on a show in the early moments. And Devin, that just goes to show, and especially for youngsters out there, you never really need to truly put your foot through the ball unless you're about 45 yards out, and sometimes it just needs a little help.
What's the old saying? You give them an inch and they'll take a mile. It's exactly what happened. I mean, you gave him the tiniest window of opportunity. That's all great strikers need, and Adam John has shown us that over the course of this season. Look at the different types of goals he's scored, whether it be versus San Antonio FC, the diving header, obviously, and now this deft flick to the back post. I mean, he has all the tricks of the trade.
Heavy touch from Martinez in the middle of the park, and when Phoenix scored the first goal, it's usually bad news for the opposition, as Baquero looking to push one out wide. Intended for Lambert, puts in a tackle and wins the ball for Phoenix in a dangerous area. Tries to get it back, claims it was a deflection, but both the AR and our head referee not agreeing with the Jamaican.
Nice to see Lambert moving up higher, though. Talked about it a few times there, that's the next step for him in this progression as that box-to-box style midfielder. So good on the defensive side of things and in the holding midfielder role, but can he take that next step into the final third?
Foster out wide for Chuy Enriquez. Martinez back for Foster. Enriquez can hit it from there. Coronado. And Joey Calistri can see it out of play. It's a good opening 18.5 minutes for Joey Calistri. And obviously with Malik Foster on this right-hand side and Salazar, he's got a lot of defensive work to do. But on the other side of the field, and of course with Beccaro and Lambert, he can be a bit more withdrawn and other people can get forward.
Well, to be fair, the way that he's played so far this year, he has had more defensive duties, and why not let the Bulldog go out there and run those guys down? I mean, you want to counteract the opposition. That's probably a thought process that Rick Shantz and Corey Blair, all those guys have put in, Pete Ramage, and they looked at the tape and said, listen, we can capitalize on this side, we can flip-flop and do what we want, but the immediate matchup we want is Joey against Malik Foster. It'll be interesting to see how Echeverry responds, because he talked about not awakening a sleeping giant. Since Phoenix has scored, RGV has had little possession here going and really tried to pin Phoenix back, make them play out of their own half. That's kind of been where RGV have gotten back into things. He said earlier on this year the goals weren't falling. We were quick to let other teams get out in front of us, but once they did, we started to find a way to counteract the opposition and figure out what we were going to throw at them. They've gotten behind early. Now how do they get back into the match?
Set piece coming up for RGV, and just a reminder about the 2019 Nissan Armada, intelligence with attitude. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com today. Martinez. Dia let it go. RGV wanted a handball. And last touch coming off of Phoenix, and a corner coming up for the visitors. Dia sporting the captain's armband with Solomon Asante back home, as Devin mentioned, after the passing of his father. And it'll be a corner kick brought to our friends over Carvana. Texas native Isidro Martinez, too close to Zach Lubin. Great distribution to find Beccaro and acres of space. Here comes the Spaniard. Adam John. Now it finds Joey Calistri. Gets it on his left peg. His attempt on goal was blocked, and a corner kick coming up for Phoenix now.
Adam John tried to take a step on this and just let it run through. Fortunately enough, Joey Calistri had his backside covered. Had his pick of the litter here. Could have cut in, gone outside. Well done defending, though. Notice just stands him up, has help and support as well. Good drifting over. Very composed back line. Again, very different than what we saw in 2018. They've done very well. The composition, both offensively and very defensively, very tight-knit.
Beccaro on top of the corner. Bounces straight up in the air. John trying to bring it down. It'll fall for Musa. Wants to try to get it on that left foot. Lambert has it poked away. Musa gets it in. And Michael Nelson will call everybody off. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Dia cuts another pass out. On that play there, Devin, can Musa bypass going to Joey Farrell and ping it out wide?
Kenny, yes, and that's one thing that I was very guilty of as a youngster as well, though, is you don't always have to hit that 40-yard ball, because you and I both saw it, and you can hit it, but if you put that 40-yard ball there, what's the next step? And you have to think, okay, second pass, third pass, so it's not just, yes, I can hit it, and yes, I can put it in space. What are the matchups that I'm doing? I can bypass the one, But what if the only move he has is out in front of him and there's no support in the middle, or there's only one ball in there? So you have to give yourself multiple avenues to explore, especially when you're just playing out of the back. It's a good look, but you can also get yourself into trouble.
But even if you play it, and let's say that Dumbuya or Junior Flemings, whoever is receiving the ball, doesn't exactly have options, but it's a 1v1 situation, you can at least get forward. Does it not then force RGV to think a little bit and say, okay, now we need to drop even further back because they might bypass somebody and go the other direction? Not necessarily so much about the result there, but making RGV think.
So in a lot of those situations, what your coaches say is you'll actually want that ball down into the channel, not in possession. So then you challenge the back line and you keep them honest, to where if you give them space, most anybody will hit that ball. But if you put it out in space, now the outside back has to keep looking over his shoulder, where is that run? So instead of keeping it in front of him, the outside guy in Junior Flemings, Joey Calistri, can make that run. You put it down in the channel. Now you're keeping him honest. And that all goes back to, if you do play it and he's just sitting in space, he might have to come back immediately. So kind of cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Amadou Dia commits the foul. Malik Foster stays down.
Rough challenge in the middle of the park. James Musa is such an aerial threat on the defensive side of things, and unfortunately Amadou Dia just trying to win the second ball back. Goes knee right into the lower backside. He has a little dap for the referee.
Donovan out of the back. It's a heavy first touch. Can Phoenix make the most of it here? Look how deep James Musa was sitting. He was obviously covering for Cochran, who was stepping up. Musa puts in a great challenge. Vaquero finding Lambert. Now Phoenix are moving. Great ball through. John could get there again. Was he taken down? Penalty. John gets rewarded for his efforts. It was a good idea. Michael Nelson scrambled off of his line. We'll get another look at it. A bit of controversy here at Casino Arizona Field, but nevertheless, Phoenix will have a chance from 12 yards away.
Their captain, Connor Donovan, over immediately wants an explanation from the referee. He wants to chat with the linesman as well. Michael Nelson came off his line, the ball in behind, just dissected everything that RGV was set up for. Good stuff by Calistri. It's a difficult one because it looks like Nelson does get a touch of it, but you're going to get a better angle now. As it comes in, John gets the initial touch. That's a penalty. It's right off the outside of his foot right there. John gets the initial touch. Now Nelson does come in and gets it, but when the forward has already made the progression, the referee gets the call right. And now Michael Nelson doing battle with someone a bit shorter than him, believe it or not. Nelson just over 6'4", Adam John at 6'3". John looking for the brace.
Adam John. Oh, how good is that? Adam John, nothing but class the entire way. It's 2 for Phoenix.
Two games ago, Rick Shunt said Adam John struggling with those back spasms, had to come on as a substitute in the Sac Republic game. Not sure how much confidence he has. You worried now? You better believe he has got some sort of skills just waiting to be exploited. Michael Nelson on the short end of the stick on this one, almost able to recover and get back up and save it. Classy PK by Adam John as he scores 2 in the opening 28 minutes.
That is just downright nasty from Adam John. His second goal of the night, his third goal in just 2 games. And I'm sure he'll be looking for more. And now Phoenix in full control before the half-hour mark. John's first multi-goal performance in a Phoenix uniform. And it's at the expense of that young man. Oh, Phoenix are just oozing with confidence now, and that one's going to be brought back. Junior Flemings was just making a meal out of the RGV defense.
Kyle Adams probably gets away with one here that he doesn't go in the book. He comes in really late on Junior Flemings. Nice little step around. Oh, that is brutal. Smart by the center back that as soon as he steps in, just immediately retreats to the back line. Lambert involved once again, and John Baccaro, this is something that they have definitely missed on the distribution side of things.
Baccaro all the way for John. Well, it was certainly there. And that was something you and I talked about, is the creativity lacking from Phoenix as well in these set pieces.
What's funny, because Didier Drogba leaves, they struggled early on, and then between the combination of Jason Johnson and John Baccaro, they really solidified things. John whips in a nice ball, can also hit a great strike on goal, as well as Jason Johnson. Johnson goes away on injury, Baccaro dealing with the green card issues, and unfortunately they were just stuck there waiting for someone else to step up. They might have found one in Baccaro now that he's back.
And thanks to our friends at Jackson's Car Wash, you get a free car wash with every Phoenix Rising ticket. Visit phxrisingfc.com/Jacksons for more information. Adam John currently looking for more goals. Lambert trying to help it along for his Jamaican brethren. And Malik Foster very frustrated with the delivery, or the lack of quality in the delivery from Salazar. Turnover from Musa. Emilio Hernandez picks it up. Half an hour gone here at Casino Arizona Field on Dollar Beer Night. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr. Big 3 points up for grabs right now in the USL Championships Western Conference that is just as jumbled as you could possibly want from a third-party standpoint. Thank you so much for tuning in the USL Championships edition of Friday Night Lights. John with both goals, and Phoenix in the driver's seat to be able to take home those 3 points. Enriquez goes out wide for Coronado, who's getting forward from the outside back position. Back for Emilio Hernandez. And to the seats.
It's a bit of frustration by the youngster. Really struggling in the middle so far. He and Isidro Martinez have been very active. Unfortunately, constantly having to account for the ever-changing movements of Yvonne Lambert and John Baccaro. You can really see the disconnect in the middle field. Wilma Cabrera occupying that 10 spot, but also stepping higher next to Salazar. Michael Salazar has been dropping a lot on the defensive side of things to try and help out. But there's no real connect. They can't go from the back line to the middle and then really get up top. There's been a lot of long balls and a lot of one-on-one battles that, unfortunately for Jerson Echeverry, Phoenix Rising has stepped up and won.
Turnover from Musa. Chuy Enriquez now looking dangerous with RGV as that one's whipped across, and AJ Cochran with a terrific defensive play. And RGV committed numbers forward, and they're exposed. Here's Dumbuya. Calistri wants it. He'll receive. Dumbuya again trying to thread the needle for Calistri. due to the degree of filthiness of Adam John's goal, does it get nominated for championship goal of the week?
Anytime you can successfully put off a Panenka, yeah, it's got to be in there as a talking point. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And you never really say that about a pen, but when you step up and hit something like that, and then it's also a bit more dramatic because Nelson goes to the ground
twice
and then recovers. Yeah.
I'm shocked that he pulled that off. Because nobody takes penalties outside of Asante. And you step up like that. Oh.
Glory or go home. And there's a fine line
Is
there.
Rick going to say something to him?
No, he scored.
That doesn't make it right. A little bit of a stutter there from Samuels. Lost his balance a bit. We'll get another look at it in just a moment as RGV are threatening. AJ Cochran able to recover. John out wide for Flemings, able to keep it in play. And Devin, you mentioned the rotation of Phoenix and how they can flip-flop sides if they want to, and that's exactly what Joey and Junior Flemings have done about 5 or 6 minutes ago.
And that's something that was much more prevalent at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, injuries, squad rotation, a lot of things have gone on, and they got away from it a little bit, but it really does give you another dimension. Keeps the defense constantly guessing. And still, as you're watching this RGV team, you know, I said Wilma Cabrera wasn't really getting a lot of touches on the ball. Let me give you an idea. Get an idea of the pass matrix going on the field. Michael Nelson has 8 passes. Wilma Cabrera, your attacking mid, has 11. Michael Nelson's the goalkeeper. Now he's got it 100%, but still, I mean, you got to find a way. And the only person lower is his outside back, Andrew Samuels. Everybody else on the field has attempted and successfully attempted more passes than their attacking midfielder. That's a problem. I mean, you're 37 minutes into a match, and to be honest, a lot of it isn't his talent, it's his age. It's inexperience. He's only 18 years old, and he's just lost in translation. He's trying to find some windows to play through, and he hasn't been able to.
I think you can give a decent amount of credit to Phoenix and the likes of Kevon Lambert and James Musa just bottling up everything in the middle of the field.
They're not exactly playing that deep, though.
No.
If you look up, Musa is for sure, but when you watch when the ball just cycled back in, Cabrera's in, everything is blocked off right now. So when he steps, Salazar's coming back even further. That's your number 9. Like, you don't want your 9 tracking back that far, because when he starts doing that, it's great to see him help out defensively, but then you lose your shape, and that's also your big guy up top getting frustrated. There you go, that's good composure. Much better on the ball. And you can see he's trying to find the spots, just tucking back in. And now's the opportunity when things become clogged, just maintain possession, cycle things back around, make Phoenix chase.
Giveaway from Salazar. It's intended to go back for Junior Flemings, and this has been a lot of RGV possession up until now as Lambert had a great idea to try to find Flemings. Here comes RGV again. Foster. Cabrera. Clips it in. Chuy Enriquez. Hernandez on the first time. Probably didn't have enough on it to beat Lubin, but it takes a deflection and a corner for RGV.
Got a ball movement by RGV, and Emilio Hernandez hits this with his instep, tries to get enough pace behind it. Never truly going to get there. Take another look at what Adam John was able to do. Hold up, Nelson, sit down. Be humble. Sorry about that. And sometimes you just...
That smile says it all.
You sit back, you clap, and well done, my friend, move on.
Adam John is a lot of things. Cheeky. Didn't necessarily expect that one. Adams elevates for the header. Lubin's going to stay home. Not handled properly. Blocked in front. Hernandez, deflection. And John clears it away.
Kyle Adams took a nasty spill on this back post as he tries to knock this back in and keep the play alive. Comes down pretty hard on that shoulder. Can see him immediately go to ground, but just a good job keeping the play alive, one after another after another. Phoenix helping RGV out as well. The visitors starting to gain a bit of traction here, knocking the ball a bit more fluidly, finding their focal points, though not necessarily truly threatening Phoenix Rising.
Rare giveaway from Lambert. And credit to RGV, who after conceding the second goal to John from the penalty spot, have really started to put the pressure on the reigning Western Conference champions. There's a look at Cabrera. Son of Wilmer, who's in charge of Houston, who of course was the head coach of RGV in their first season of existence. And when RGV came into existence, they were able to get to the playoffs in their first year. Wilmer Cabrera gets the head coaching job at the Houston Dynamo. And it was looking good, but then all of a sudden Junior Gonzalez takes over, and they didn't have a bad season. They were hovering around the playoff spot for most of the 2017 campaign. But then Junior's out, and now you're looking at your third coach in your fourth year of existence. And this is an RGV side that, including this season, in the past 3 years, has just won 7 games on the road.
That's hard. That is really, really difficult. And you know, you can take a look at the talent here, and then a stark difference in the playing style and the age difference, to be honest, in the likes of like Tampa Bay Rowdies last year. But they were another team that plenty of talent, some rotating coaching changes, Stuart Campbell in and out, and now Neil Collins in. Before that was, ooh, help me, 2015, Dutch.
Going all the way back.
Wow. Regardless, another team that you could count on 2 hands the amount of road wins they had over the course of 3 seasons.
Fleming's good ball in, and Calistri, not exactly Adam John's stature. Now Diaz sends it in, but the offside flag was up. Coming up at halftime, we're kicking it with your Phoenix CW. You'll see what some Phoenix Rising fans are going through to win a new car, plus quick questions with Colin Fernandez. It's all coming up at halftime. So Junior Fleming's on that initial Adam John goal, got his 4th assist of the season. He now has 4 goals and 4 assists. Is he a double-double guy for you, Dev?
It's funny because the initial reaction would be yes, but look at the ridiculous season Solomon Asante had last year, and at the end it slowed down, couldn't get an assist, couldn't find the back of the net, and that would have been a guy who MVP race, easy double-double, and it just didn't happen.
Well, Phoenix's form dwindled at the end of the season as well. They weren't scoring goals, they didn't look like themselves, they stumbled into the playoffs, and look what happens when Phoenix stumbles into the playoffs. They end up winning the Western Conference. Beautiful ball movement from Phoenix. Now they start to go a bit more north. Lambert lets it fly, and it's over the Banditos and into the parking lot.
Why not? Let's add a third. he's trying to.
He can hit it from there. We've seen it.
We've seen it before for sure. Not exactly the most graceful inside the 18, we'll say. Rick Schantz likes to have a joke about it and place it. I was placing it, coach.
Lace it.
Yeah, you laced it.
And that's one of the things that's going to take his game to the next level, right? We already talked about the passing and his range of passing and the comparisons that have been made to Mark Anthony Kaye and Kevon Lambert. Mark Anthony Kaye, of course, who was part of that 2017 Louisville City FC championship run and then signed the biggest ever USL transfer fee to go over to LAFC in the great partnership that Phoenix have with them. As Lambert trying to find Junior Flemings, and I think finishing for Kevon Lambert is another step in an area of his game where if he's able to improve, he's just going to be virtually unstoppable. We're hearing just 1 minute of stoppage time down on field level. To talk about for Gerson Echeverry and RGV at the half. Although they have had their moments. Lubin with a heavy touch away from his penalty area. And better safe than sorry. Salazar getting the outside, he beat Cochran. Musa lost it for a moment, Piquero helps it out. Only as far as Hernandez. That's going to do it for the first half. Phoenix Rising Football Club very much in control. Adam John with a brace. Started with a terrific one-time finish and then one of the filthiest Panenkas you'll see all season. Goals separated by 12 minutes. John with his 4th and 5th on the season. He's got 3 goals in the last game and a half. Dejected looking Michael Nelson. Devin Kerr, your thoughts on the first half?
The home squad did very well for themselves. They've had to play from behind so many times this year. Now Phoenix Rising get to sit on a lead. Do not become complacent. Stay compact and play your game in the second half and just finish things off. RGV have to find some playmakers. Get Chuy Enriquez, Michael Salazar, Malik Foster going. They're struggling in the middle of the field. Need to find their focal points.
2-0 at the half. We're kicking it with your Phoenix CW. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Jay Russell, and you're kicking it with your Phoenix CW. Welcome to halftime. The competition on the field is always tough, but it's not just a battle between the soccer players. Fans are battling it out to win a car. Chloe and Adam, show us what's up.
Oh, weave.
If you want to win this red Mini Cooper courtesy of Carvana,
the first step is beating this obstacle course.
You could definitely go through this course without having soccer skills.
Adam and I are always up for a challenge.
So here's how it works.
You're gonna grab the tire and you're gonna roll it all the way down to the ball. Now roll it. All right, drop it and you're gonna weave through the cones, each side. Weave through, good job. All right, you're gonna get on the balance beam, great job.
Keep in mind, while soccer skills aren't needed.
Got it. All right, go chase it, go get it. One more try. Third time's a charm. There it is.
They definitely make a difference.
All right, 2 feet in, hop. Nice, go. Now crawl through the tunnel. Come all the way through. Touch the net.
My final time was 1:45, which we all thought was great.
It took me only 37 seconds. No big deal.
Give me my car.
That Mini Cooper is valued at more than $17,000. Good luck to everybody that's out there competing. We're back with highlights from all around the USL right after the break. But first, we test your skills with some team trivia.
Scoring a goal is sweet,
Shop Solomon a James Johnson!
but which rising player confesses to having a sweet tooth off the field? The answer coming up.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a few years old or dinosaur old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Mobile Mini is a lockdown defender. Have peace of mind using Mobile Mini, guarding all of your valuables on site, at home, or at your business. Mobile Mini storage containers are made of 100% steel and maximize your protection with our patented Tri-Cam locking system that is camera-proof, cut-proof, and drill-proof. Proud partner of Phoenix Rising FC.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I think it's freaking awesome. For lack of a better word, it's awesome.
We would like to formally welcome you to League One for 2020. Yeah.
We are proud to be the stewards and caretakers of the world's game and the Big O for all the fans. And it starts today, right now.
We, together, collaboratively, can make such a huge positive impact on the community. Together.
You know, you close most deals and you sit at your desk or maybe have a closing dinner. I get to celebrate with 200 people with cheers, so it's awesome.
Breaking in, Kasim! Oh, what a save by Matt Pickens!
Got a run from distance and it's a goal. Pulls with the left and in.
And what a save for Van Ogle!
Here's a chance for Kasim who puts it in!
Halftime here in the Valley of the Sun at Casino Arizona Field on Dollar Beer Night. Phoenix Rising FC staying true to form on Dollar Beer Night. 2-0 over RGV. Adam John with the brace. And you just saw some terrific stuff as USL League One will welcome a new member in Omaha, Nebraska for the 2020 season. And with that, we'll take a look at some news and notes from around the championship. Neil Collins and the only unbeaten side left in Tampa Bay Rowdies named Coach of the Month. How about Kevon Frater, former Phoenix Rising and Colorado Springs Switchbacks player? He's been absolutely on fire, had that hat trick in that wild game against T2. Nashville will get back-to-back game of the week love against Birmingham Legion as they fell to Neil Collins' Tampa Bay Rowdies. And we'll take a look at his standings in the West, and this is entering tonight, and Phoenix Rising with that win. Although Austin won earlier on, they could move to 14 points. Phoenix would be at 8 if this is to hold tonight, and it would be their 3rd win of this season. And would place them in 8th, which is not too shabby for a side that has gotten a lot of flack as of late. As we're continuing to move through the halftime show, 2-0 to Phoenix over RGV. Don't go anywhere.
Earlier, we asked which Rising player confesses to having a serious sweet tooth. The answer is James Musa.
I would just say I got a sweet tooth. That's what I would say. I got a sweet tooth, I'm bad. Yeah.
Do you like a house party, or maybe you like to party it up in public? Let's find out what one Phoenix Rising star thinks. It's time for some quick questions with Colin Fernandez.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
House party or club party?
House party.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
Save or spend?
Spend.
Rock music or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Morning person or night owl?
Both.
Manchester United or Liverpool?
Man United.
Beach vacation or city vacation?
Beach vacation.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Paper or plastic?
Paper.
Superman or Batman?
Superman.
American football or rugby?
American football.
Money or fame?
Money.
Bagels or toast?
Bagels.
Corner kick or penalty kick?
Penalty kick.
East Coast or West Coast?
West Coast.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Shopping online or in person?
Online.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Snow skiing or water skiing?
Skiing. Oh wait, water skiing.
Private jet or private yacht?
Private yacht.
Golf or fishing?
Golf.
Car or motorcycle?
Car.
Apple or orange?
Apple.
Pet panda or pet zebra?
Panda.
Valet or self-park?
Valet.
Superhero or supervillain?
Superhero.
Olympic medal or Academy Award?
Olympic medal.
Play video games or play outside?
Video games.
Slot machines or blackjack?
Blackjack.
Roll the dice or play it safe?
Roll the dice. Pool
party or nightclub?
Pool party.
Restaurant or buffet?
Restaurant.
That's it.
Cool.
Nailed it.
That's pretty fun.
Stay right here. We're back with the second half right after this. You're kicking it with your Phoenix CW.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a few years old or dinosaur old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Almost set for the second half as the fans here are enjoying a snack. Well, that's a big old bag of popcorn that guy's bringing down. Devin, can we get our hands on that?
It's beer night.
And that.
Okay. Confusing me. Don't confuse me.
There was nothing confusing about the first half as Phoenix Rising FC were in control more or less for the first 20-25 minutes. Started with Adam John.
Junior Flemings. I mean, you see him take guys on. He gets to the byline a lot of times. This time he just looks up and understands that his number 9 is making the run right around the penalty mark. An even better finish by Adam John. Just a little flick to the back post. Sometimes that's all you need is the redirect. This time around, he gets the redirect from Michael Nelson as he gets outside of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper felt like he was all good here, but that's not the case. John gets the first touch. Nelson does get one, but it is the second. Points to the spot.
So Adam John would get the opportunity from the penalty spot. Stop it. Don't show it again.
Apologize.
Come on,
yeah,
Jose.
it's not very nice, and it's a great penalty. It truly is. And to honestly, to have the confidence to do that, because it's kind of like what we were talking about on the broadcast. You are either a star or you are going to sit. He's stars. He's shining.
He's shining, and again, as we talked about, Solomon Asante is not here. He takes every single penalty for Phoenix. Adam John is stepping in as more of a substitute teacher from 12 yards away, and the substitute teacher decides to have the greatest lesson plan in the history of the universe. And Phoenix Rising just in full control. RGV, I mean, they started to have their possession and started to have their say in this game. And Solomon Asante, again, all of our thoughts and prayers with him and his family as they continue to mourn the loss of Solomon's father. But Solomon, I mean, there's no mistake about what he brings to the team on the field. He's a great leader off the field as well. And this dude is just littered in every single USL championship rank.
And there's a lot of stuff that's going on around the league right now. But when you tie it all together, we've spoken about this on and off air. It's about family. It's about culture. It is an opportunity for somebody else to step up. It's not about taking his place. It's about providing that supplemental role, showing support on the field and off the field, and just pushing this team to greater heights until he gets back, and then he can start leading again.
All right, so for RGV, the Road Warriors that are trying to sort of get rid of this stigma that's been attached to them for the past few years, again, just 7 road wins for RGV, dating all the way back to 2017, including their 1 road win this season, which came in their last game against T2. What might the message be from Gerson Echeverri?
Wake up. Plain and simple. And that's not all of them. Again, you have to give credit to Phoenix because they did well on the defensive side of things, but there were cracks. RGV had some nice movements on the ball and off the ball, and they found some spots to break them down. Unfortunately, not a lot of looks at goal, and that showed for sure, but you need your playmakers to get involved, and that's real simple. Chuy Enriquez has been non-existent. Now, he was on the far side of the field last match, maybe in front of his manager. He can get a bit more direction this time around, but you got to find a way to get the 3 in the middle. Emilio Hernandez, Isidro Martinez, and Wilmer Cabrera going. And if you can't get it going in 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to make a change.
Well, we're officially underway in the second half from Casino Arizona Field. Tyler Terrence along with the ex-German pro Devin Kerr. Glad to have you with us, whether it's on your Phoenix CW, ESPN Plus, or wherever you might be tuning in. Adam John with both goals in the first half, separated by a mere 12 minutes in the 16th and 28th minute. And the hashtag SportsCenter Top 10 has already been floating around on the Twitter sphere for Adam John's Panenka in the 28th. Phoenix have never lost to RGV, have never lost on Dollar Beer Night. And as it stands, neither of those are going to come to a close tonight. Phoenix win it back. John, back for Baquero. Dumbuya takes over. Now wide for Flemings, already has an assist on the night. Gets it in, John. Lambert. How far up the center back Joey Farrell is. Fleming's trying to turn. He was clipped from behind, and our referee's going to blow it dead. And a set piece coming up for Phoenix now.
Robert Coronado can't believe it. Really felt like it was quite weak by the referee on Junior Flemings when he stepped in here. Felt like he didn't get any of the defender. Comes in behind, nicks him a little bit. It's not the hardest foul, and it gets the ball too, to be honest. It's probably not the best decision by the referee. That's frustrating when you work that hard and there's barely any touch whatsoever. Even Remilio Hernandez was right in front to get a good seat, bird's eye view to what was going on as Michael Nelson sets things up here. We talked about John Baccaro and how dangerous he is from these set pieces. Good little opportunity if they want an overlapping run here from Calistri as well.
Baccaro loose in front. AJ Cochran was in the neighborhood. Dia putting in the challenge, gets the better of Wilmer Cabrera, and Baccaro just thumps that to the left side of the field. He'll stay and play with all that English on it. Lambert trying to go back for John. And a referee saying to kindly get up to the man who has scored both goals tonight. Remember the first dollar beer night?
4-3 Tulsa, is that right?
Turnover here, RGV, chance. Locked in front by Joey Farrell. Salazar was right in the neighborhood.
Those first two were crazy. Were they both 4-3 matches?
Well, the Tulsa game, there were 6 goals scored in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was nuts. There's a good movement by RGV, though. It was interesting because James Musa had actually tracked back to close down the passing lane for Malik Foster, but then they pushed everybody up higher. Chuy Enriquez was sitting right at the penalty mark. Phoenix gets lucky because he was wide open.
Corner comes in. Salazar was trying to tee it up. Joey Farrell gets there first. How about this stat? Since that 4-3 game against Tulsa, Phoenix has just given up 2 goals over the last 7 dollar beer nights.
They were both in the same game.
It's not bad. Something about, I mean, it's not just the fact that beers are going for $1. It's a Friday night. You're at home.
That's questionable.
It should be a pass
That
back.
is questionable for sure.
That should definitely be a pass back. Jerson Echeverry is honestly pretty calm for that glaring of a mistake from the referee.
Dambuya 100% plays this back to Zach, and Zach Lubin picks it up.
Give him the Dikembe.
He's right. Jerson Echeverry, the referee got this wrong. This should have been a pass back for sure. Half expecting him to pick it up again.
Here's Cabrera. He lets it fly. Lubin gets down to make the save.
It's half a look from the difference of about 30 yards or so. Wilmer Cabrera, again, the son of Wilmer Cabrera, head coach of Houston Dynamo. Came up through the Colorado Rapids and IMG Youth. Actually goes by Andy. His legal name is Wilmer Cabrera. Fun fact.
Hernandez gets the better of Baccaro, who actually stayed down after the play. Now it's Chuy Enriquez working on Dambuya. Enriquez has that curler in his locker. Gets Coronado. Falls for Enriquez. Great move. Enriquez, Lubin, what a save. A second save loose in front. And how on earth did Salazar not put that in the back of the net? Lubin did all the work leading up to it. And it remains 2-0.
Thought maybe it was one of those ball don't lie type things. Pass back doesn't get called. RGV in the middle of the box. Massive numbers. Finally starting to showcase what they're made of offensively. Chuy Enriquez involved. Wilmer Cabrera coming in on the back post. Michael Salazar. How does this not go in? 2 yards out with the left foot and puts it outside of the 8x8.
We could very well have a SportsCenter top 10 and a not top 10 in the same game.
very possible, but you do see what RGV is capable of. Now, this team's put 18 in the back of the net so far this year. 11 of their goals have come after the 70th minute. So they are a late closer.
Flemings is drawing the double team. Baccaro's sitting onside and waiting for it. Dumbuya. Now it's Flemings. And the offside flag is up. Sonic's new Red Bull Slush was a no-brainer. Slushes are a crowd favorite. Red Bull is a crowd favorite. Hurry into Sonic for your new favorite drink.
Now they're starting to play. RGV much higher intensity here in the second half. It's unfortunate it took 2 goals for them to wake up. They're starting to feel themselves.
Not a bad ball in. Dumbuya tries to help it along. Enriquez, did he get a touch to it? Yes, he did. A throw in for Phoenix.
Amazing goals did we see Chewy Enriquez in 2018. You alluded to it earlier that he's got that curler in the bag. Some kind of speed on him, very technical on the ball.
Half a dozen goals in 2018 for the Tijuana Academy product. Here he is. Copper State jerseys that are just swarming him somehow. Chewy Enriquez still with the ball, finding Cabrera. Cabrera still with it around Dumbuya. Back for Enriquez. Lubin save, another save. The offside flag was up.
They put it down and just let him play here, but there it is. Zach Lubin understands it now, the linesman. Look at his feet. I mean, everybody's second guessing. Cabrera probably going to pull this back and hit it himself. It was the last pass. Good run by Chewy, but already in behind, Zach Lubin.
He's in some type of form.
I mean, right on that near post, making himself big, staying compact as well. That is quite impressive by the goalkeeper. But they are becoming much more dangerous here. RGV has had a conversation at halftime with their manager, and you better believe he was more than unhappy with the performance put in. And look, they moved it a little bit coming in towards the close of the first half, but the momentum that they're gaining right now, Phoenix also have a 2-goal lead, so they're sitting a bit more. But there's a lot of play on this near side by Chewy Enriquez, and I said that he was almost non-existent in the first half. Maybe coming closer to the manager might be better. Looks well suited so far.
10 minutes gone in the second half. Adam John's brace is the difference between these two sides. Salazar with a perfectly timed run, able to get there. Belize International finding Coronado. His delivery doesn't get past Joey Farrell, and it pops out for Junior Flemings.
Junior Fleming's taking a few knocks here in the second half so far. Been pretty active. And Joey Calistri had switched near the end of the first half. He's come back over to employ his efforts on this right side in the absence of Solomon Asante. Do his Phoenix Rising brother proud. That's an absolutely beautiful ball put into Adam John in the opening goal.
Look at the pace from Calistri, tracking down Connor Donovan, putting pressure on Nelson. Joey Calustri putting in an excellent shift tonight. Former Tulsa and St. Louis man. He was part of that first ever Dollar Beer Night. Juan Pablo Caffa had a ridiculous goal from about 25 yards out as well. Tambuya gets ahead to it, and Lubin snatches it out of the air. Should be a 30 for 30 documentary on that 2017 Tulsa team. Where are they now?
I'll tell you this much, none of them are in Tulsa. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's only one remaining member.
Look at Enriquez, here it goes again. And loses his balance with the moment asked the most of him. What if I told you about a team in 2017 who's now responsible for almost every team's offensive power around the league?
You're not far off. I mean, truly
just
not.
saying. And that was a team that turned it around from being in the bottom of the barrel in the Western Conference in 2016 to getting a 7 seed and almost upsetting San Antonio in the first round. It's time for the Sonic Happy Hour, brought to you by Sonic and your new favorite drink, the Red Bull Slush. If a rising player scores during the 60th minute, one lucky fan will win a $500 Sonic gift card. For more info, visit phxrisingfc.com/Sonic. I don't want to say I'm feeling it.
I am ready for it, though.
Yes. It's something that needs to happen totally organically, though. Adams wins the header. Now it's Tambuya. Could it be brewing? Tambuya sends it in. John rises for the header. Out of reach. First time effort from Calistri. Lambert trying to get there.
Thought we were going green
Knocking
for a
on the
second.
door.
Oh, right on the doorstep. Slushies for life.
You know what? Our producer, Sharna Yerke, is such a glass half empty kind of gal. She says that's the closest we'll come all year. Here's Lambert. Good effort. Save from Nelson. And pushed out of play in a corner coming up for Phoenix. Great save from the former MSU Mustang.
Looks like this takes a little nick on the way in as well. Lambert tried to have a go in the first half from about 30. This one's a bit closer. Quick little turn at the top of the box over his right shoulder. Lets it unleash. It does. Comes off Kyle Adams. Excellent reaction by Michael Nelson to keep this out of the back of the net. With the quality follow-up by outside back Coronado as well.
Look at the distribution from Nelson trying to find Foster, but Amadou Dia stride for stride with the Caribbean Pearl. Carroll, good work to find Flemings. He's dealing with a feisty Andy Cabrera. Flemings trying to find John. Kyle Adams had it covered. It's good defending from the Auckland, New Zealand native.
That's difficult from Kyle Adams. It's very well done because he's also watching the run of Junior Flemings. So he has to win the one-on-one battle and then also understand he's got a big forward sliding in behind him. Does a good job just keeping the high line, but also challenging once it is played in. Read it so appropriately.
Oh, look at Flemings and Beccaro just toying with RGV. Farrell looking for the big home run ball. Flemings commits the foul. Fans, make sure to follow Phoenix Rising, RGV, and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Chuy Enriquez in a bit of agony here. You'll get a better look. Fleming's tracking back. He clips his ankle 3, 4 times. I mean, he definitely gets a run of it here. It's easy for everybody to look and go, oh, it's not that bad. When you're moving at that pace and a big body comes over the top of you, that hurts. I mean, trust me. Just get a bit of treatment. 64th minute. There's been some glimpses here in the second half by RGV. Mentioned multiple times that we needed Chuy Enriquez to get more involved. That's starting to happen. Michael Salazar, Malik Foster still haven't really made their mark on this game, though.
Kurt Schilling situation.
He's not happy. He got rocked pretty hard. Flemings was actually just trying to track back and was quickly trying to get around him because of his speed. It was just a nice matchup, and when he went around him, he clipped his ankle and then tried to stumble back across, got him again. It's a good test for Phoenix, though. This is a team we already mentioned, 11 out of 18 goals after the 70th minute. Phoenix haven't had the luxury to play out in front a lot this year.
Good ball whipped in. It's just over the bar. This wasn't bad football from Phoenix.
Yeah, why not? Oh my. Ooh, that's class. Better angle. Your turn. No, you take it. I don't want it. I'm better than you. No, you're not. All right, your turn. Well done, boys. Imagine the conversation in the dressing room later between those two. Or in general. Just any conversation ever.
At all. Is this the middle of the field for Phoenix that you want to see going forward for the rest of the season?
It's hard to say the rest of the season because you have to have squad rotation to keep everybody healthy.
Push came to shove in a playoff game.
Against the opponent that they're playing, this is the best they've played with the middle three. And I said coming in, I go, I'm excited to see this because it's a matchup we haven't seen so far. And I started to break it down for you, and you asked a couple questions about it, and I went, well, you can do this here and this there. I talked about Musa and how many times did we see it last year where he could drop in between the backs and allow, you've seen Joey Farrell coming out of the back tonight.
Not coming out of the back, playing in the middle of the field.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, Phoenix has their own Philadelphia Flyer, and he will do what he wants.
Trust the process, I guess.
The outside backs come up, and it's the ability for them to replicate that when it's not always those three.
Salazar from distance takes a deflection, and Lubin can handle it.
We did ask Rick Shantz, what's the best we've seen you this year? He really liked the movement outside of the end of the Colorado Springs game. He liked the movement in that match. He was pretty happy, and I would agree with this because a point on the road at Sacramento is a good point. Tactically, that was a difficult game. And no, there wasn't a lot on the offensive side of things, but there's games like that. But they were able to counteract a lot of things that were thrown at them on the defensive side of the ball by Simon Elliott. There was a lot of movement, and they were able to they picked it up, small, subtle things here and there. Cami Wassa didn't get the start. They brought him on 60th minute or so. He didn't do anything. And that's a guy who's had a resurgence in the sense of the frequency of the goals he's scoring. He was scoring a lot last year, but he would score 2, go away for 4 games. I mean, he was basically scoring every game this year. and they shut him down. But all of it, you know, you get the tie against Sacramento Republic, the late goal from Mitch Jones in Colorado Spring. It's 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. The way that RGV is playing this year, 5-game unbeaten, and where they're sitting at a table, this is their statement victory if they can see it out.
Baccaro over for Flemings. Coronado wanted a handball. Might have had a case. Good work rate for the Jamaican, able to win it back.
You have to say that the one-on-one matchups defending for RGV haven't been bad. They've done well for themselves. The problem is, you know, it's the third and fourth runner tracking in transition. That's been a bit difficult for them. Something that they struggled with last year. Jerson Echeverry said it's been better. He did say, though, that the key point for them has been set pieces. That's the sloppiest place they've been, and they needed to clean it up.
Baccaro lofts it up, loose in front. Fleming's a swing and a miss. Now it's Musa. Oh, what a hit! James Musa, all the way from Phoenix. First goal of the season for Musa.
Beautiful. Set pieces have been a problem. Commentators curse. Fleming should have done better. The clearance is poor. It's right down the middle. You cannot do that. This ball does not move. Watch the rotation. Good first touch. Second gets it out in front of him. Just picks out that bottom corner. It is as still as it can possibly be. What a strike from James Musa.
So James Musa with an absolute bullet. And with 20 minutes left, Phoenix Rising in full control. First goal of the season for Musa will do you one better. First goal in a Phoenix Rising uniform.
We've seen him hit it from distance like that as well. Just a lot of goalkeepers have stood up to the test. He's hit the woodwork quite a few times. This one, brilliant. Good for him.
Chuy Enriquez with a good move, loose in front. Foster finds it. Quick response from RGV. And it's 3-1.
I've already brought it up, but you got to wonder what's going on in this team's mind. You give up the third goal. And we've said 11 out of 18 goals after the 70th minute. This is 71st minute. Chuy Enriquez once again. Dumbuya, nice cut inside. Well done. Just gets the defender all turned around. Joey Farrell, unfortunately, squeaks in behind him. Lubin coughs it up. Recovery, rebound, goal. Great perseverance by RGV, and this is not over yet.
And Malik Foster obviously laboring after that play.
He's hurting too. You can still see him on the far side of the field. A tiny hitch in his step. He said this team has so much character. Jerson Echeverry talked about the fight that's in him. You've seen that quite a few times so far this year. Is there any left?
Oh, Flemings. Can Lambert get there? Nelson makes the save. John skies it. John in search of that hat trick.
This is nowhere near the third on the night for Adam John. Kevon Lambert does good here. He tries to bring it around his body. Unfortunately, the touch escapes him a bit. Michael Nelson has done very well coming off his line tonight. Not much he could do on that shot from distance against James Musa, but good recovery on that one.
Nico Lemoyne getting ready to come on for RGV.
And you wonder with, can't call it an injury to Malik Foster, but you wonder if they are going to go after Carlos Small. Carlos Small has been a big goal scorer for them this year. Another one that they brought in on loan last year, made it permanent.
Baccaro. John trying to push it in for Lambert. Flemings. Adams gets a foot to it. Great first touch from Musa. Cabrera. Salazar keeps it in. Chewy Enriquez going for the curler. Lubin got a fingertip to it. And Zach Lubin continues to be mighty sharp.
This kid can dance. Just watch him. Quick feet. Tabuya stays with him the whole time, and to be fair, the defending's nice. Keeps it out in front of him, doesn't give him any window. But Chewy Enriquez can make that ball dip so well on that right foot of his.
So Nico Lemoyne comes on and replaces Malik Foster. I wonder if that would have been the case had Foster not gotten hurt on that play. And then it's Jose Aguinaga replacing Junior Flemings, who was responsible for the assist on the opening goal from Adam John. Salazar couldn't quite bring it down in tight quarters. Aguinaga was trying to find John, attempting to play it to his feet while John was making a run deep. Get your tickets now for the Rising's next home match, Saturday, May 18th. It's military night as Las Vegas Lights comes to Casino Arizona Field. Visit phxrisingfc.com for ticket info.
Still work to be done here for Phoenix as Jerson Echeverry goes to the bench, brings on Nico Lemoyne. I still think that he's got some more firepower in the likes of Carlos Small. Even Andres Garcia is out there, he could help out. And we haven't necessarily seen the best out of Michael Salazar so far. Sometimes it's good to just go with a fresh start and give somebody else an opportunity to get involved in the run of play.
Not a bad ball in. They were hoping that Cabrera might be able to get there. And Carlos Small is somebody that gave Phoenix some problems last time Phoenix was here. Excuse me, RGV was in Phoenix. And I think Andy Cabrera heard you, Devin, because more or less since you talked about his lack of production and his lack of involvement in this game, he has been brilliant for Jerson Echeverry.
Look at the look that RGV has given you compared to the first half. And it's a shame that they had to go down 3-0 to get that fire lit underneath them.
Well, is it a fire underneath them, or is it maybe a mixed bag of Phoenix taking their foot off the accelerator a bit?
No, they were always truly threatening in the second half. They had much better movement on the ball. Chewy Enriquez is in another stratosphere right now, and sometimes when a kid's feeling it, you just let him go. That's the case for Jerson Echeverry.
Andres Arcilla is going to come on and replace Cabrera here in the 78th minute. Arcilla, who's only making his third appearance, 24 years old, from Colombia, actually played for Jerson Echeverry at Seton Hall University, which was Jerson's last head coaching stop. And 18 goals and 10 assists for the Pirates. And in his first professional season.
Actually had a pretty fun conversation with Jerson Echeverria about Seton Hall and the direct correlation with the game against Los Dos, and he is going with Carlos Small, trying to provide some more firepower up top. Just not the best night for Michael Salazar. He was the guy that really thought might make an impact on this game. Unfortunately, fizzled out. He'll be frustrated with his performance, but credit to the back line of Phoenix Rising. And I said to him, going back to that crazy game just a few weeks ago against Los Dos, and ended up being 4-4, but it was the way that it went down. Didi Traore had that long run, and Jerson said, it was beautiful by him, but we didn't really do ourselves any favors. We didn't defend. Didi Traore with 70-yard run, ball at his feet the entire time. Then Kai Kreniak scores in the 74th minute, and then all bets were off. 77th, 79th, 83rd, 87th, and 90th were the goals to end 4-4. I said, have you ever been a part of anything like that? And he said, believe it or not, I have, when I was playing at Seton Hall. He said, we had a team that was wide open. We didn't really defend much, and we had a lot of 6-2, 6-4, 7-5 games. I said, wow, really? He goes, yeah, all the time. Like, okay. Wait, weren't you a defender?
Dia, good ball in on by Coronado. Chewy Enriquez on the move again. And Musa just muscles it away.
Little vengeance on that tackle, too. Followed through. Look for Ben Spencer as Adam John's night is done.
We'll take a look at exactly what Adam John has been able to bring to the table tonight. Wasn't half bad.
Great flick, back post. Michael Nelson frustrated by that, but it would only get worse, unfortunately, as he would go to ground with Adam John just inside 10 minutes later. Adam John, they pointed to the penalty mark. He pointed to the back of the net. Little Panenka, little action. Michael Nelson, double pumps, couldn't get to either one of them. Phoenix got out to 2-0. And then they made it 3 until RGV woke up. Jerson Echeverria said, do not wake the sleeping monster. It seems that they've done exactly that tonight.
And Ben Spencer will come on. Ben was part of that little loan group who went down to FC Tucson for one match. Involved Joey Calistri as well, and it was more of just a minutes thing for Rick Schantz. Saying that both of them performed beautifully, and that's exactly what FC Tucson is there to do in terms of the Phoenix Rising aspect of it. And also a couple players coming up from FC Tucson, and Kyle Bjornathan and Austin Ledbetter, who are available for selection tonight. Ledbetter came on and was massive in that Sacramento game.
It'd be really easy for gentlemen in that situation to just fade away and get run off the field. That wasn't the case. He did very well for himself.
Carlos Small doing well for himself here. It's a tight angle to go for the curler, but Carlos Small definitely has it in the bag.
It's not too far off. There's the speed we talked about. Ball out in front in space. Exactly what they want with Carlos Small. Just quick ball over the top. Runs off the shoulder of the outside back, and then let's have a little go. Not a bad idea. Just didn't fully execute.
Great touch from Small. Good work from Phoenix to play out of pressure. As we're about to enter the 84th minute of play. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search Phoenix Rising FC or RGV, and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on those teams and the rest of the USL Championships. Next match, go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Akinaga.
The offensive threat of RGV seems to have fizzled a bit. You saw the chance by Carlos Small just about 2 minutes ago now. Chuy Enriquez, a lot less active on this near touchline, and you know that's kind of been their MO. They've had 3-4 guys going forward, and it just took so long for everybody to get involved in the run of play. I mean, there's still 5+ minutes left, including stoppage time, but still, you know, Salazar, that was a big one for me. Because you could lose one, but when you lose the ability to stretch the field up high, that really puts a hindrance on your run of play. And you know, you could probably credit to that some of Wilma Cabrera in the middle of the field, Malik Foster not having a lot of space, even Chuy Enriquez in the first half. Everybody just isolated, and they didn't have anything to work off of. And that's not taking anything away from Phoenix Rising. They've obviously locked it down defensively, but they have shown that they're vulnerable, but then they've recovered quite well as well.
Joey Farrell recovering there. And it's just about killing the game now if you're Phoenix. Lambert switching the point of attack. Becerra with some space. Oh, looking to curl it in for Spencer. He got a touch to it, but it's easy enough for Nelson.
You know, you asked me a question, 15 minutes ago, is this the midfield that I want to see going forward? Here's the best way to answer that question. This is the midfield I would like to see going forward for the next match. That's the easiest way to say it, because you give them another chance. You give them every opportunity to earn the shirt again until they don't.
Now, when you say next match, you're talking about May 15th, this week, against New Mexico United.
I'm talking about the next league match.
Okay.
You have to give everybody else some rotational spots in the Open Cup
That's
game.
what I wanted to, okay.
Yeah. Clarification?
Yes. Connor Donovan from distance.
Now.
You could.
They won't. If you are talking Open Cup a month from now, round 4, round 5, some juicy fixtures
Maybe
approaching the quarterfinals.
Against an LAFC.
I don't know, maybe. It's possible.
Knows?
Anything can happen.
It's the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
A guy can dream. A girl can dream.
A girl can dream. John Meloresi said it best. He's the head coach of Tormenta FC in USL League One. U.S. Open Cup, it's where dreamers can dream.
It's also where dreams go to die. We saw a couple of those in the first round. You just went, oh.
Poor Virginia United.
They got
well,
Richmond
first of all,
kickers.
that's ball don't lie. Like, it eclipsed an entire game. Virginia United, Devin and I had the pleasure of covering their 4th round of qualifying to get into the first round. And when I say that there was refereeing controversy, that does not even do it close to justice. So they did not even belong. And then they just get absolutely battered by the Richmond kickers by a score of 6-2.
The second goal was in extra time, by the way.
Yes.
Made it entertaining.
I guess.
Fans got their money's worth.
Did they?
I'm not positive, but Richmond kickers might have been one of the teams that opened up the stadium for free, so they got their money's worth.
RGV obviously not allowed to participate because of their hybrid affiliation with the Houston Dynamo. And as we mentioned before, Phoenix Rising will take on Santi Moar, an old friend in Kavan Freighter, and New Mexico United. It's a blessing and it's a shame, because you'd love to see New Mexico United and Phoenix both have a crack at an MLS team.
100%. And it's hard that one of them has to go in order for that to happen. However, if it's anything like the first game, I'm all for it. That was...
Give me all of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Rick Shantz is saying, I don't want to see Santi Moar carry the ball for 40 yards and then find the back of the net.
Well, and this time around, we'll get a winner. I mean, no matter what, someone's got to move on.
Here's Spencer. And Lambert commits the foul.
Right idea, just ball has to be sooner. You saw him look and unfortunately did a little double take. Once again, Lambert playing a higher line. That's something Rick Shantz has really reiterated to us for him to continue his development. As Robert Coronado's on the ground now. That's frustration by the outside back. And we gave a lot of these guys credit on their individual battles. Well, good things do have to come to an end, though. 5 unbeaten for RGV against some of the best in the West. We already talked about their run, and it started versus that New Mexico United team that is having some kind of start to this 2019 season. They've been able to follow it up with a few wins against the likes of OKC Energy and Steve Cook's boys. Eric Ronaldo taking over the reins as Las Vegas Lights. They disposed of them 5-2. The 4-4 tie, and then most recently the 2-1 win on the road at T2.
Here's Calistri. Stripped by Connor Donovan. I know it depends on the draw. Who do you think is going to be the last USL Championship team standing?
It's impossible
I
to
know.
answer. Yeah, it's all about the draw. It is. It truly is. Because, I mean, look how many USL teams are actually playing other USL teams right now. Not many.
It's tough.
There's 4 matchups maybe, I think, or 3.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, 2 are in the Western Conference. We mentioned Phoenix, New Mexico United, Reno, Sacramento.
That's a good one. Good ball for Spencer, and it's on the wrong side of the post. Referee says it took a deflection. Kyle Adams is not happy about it.
Rick Shantz about that stint with FC Tucson. How close is he? He says he is. He's right there knocking on the door. Just have to keep him game fit. Good run in behind. You can see just a little deflection. Ben Spencer continuing his ability to get more game time, more minutes, become more comfortable. And this motion Rick Shantz has tried to put in a positive direction. Seems to have found some pretty solid momentum here tonight.
Talk about a guy who knows how to win in the U.S. Open Cup. Rick Shantz took an FC Tucson team into the deeper rounds, got a crack at a Houston Dynamo team. Listen to these names. Alex Dixon, currently playing for Hartford Athletic, Brian Omby of Louisville City, and Jason Johnson, all on that Houston Dynamo team that Rick Shantz ended up falling to.
Trying to see the game out here. It's been very start-stop in the last 20 minutes or so. RGV got that goal in the 71st minute, and since then, much ado about nothing. Very frustrating for Carlos Small. Thought we would have seen more out of him.
Speak of the devil, here is Small. Chuy Enriquez. Wasn't a bad thought.
And he knuckled it, tried to bring it back across his body, and then go for that top corner. Unfortunately, got away from him. He's got a limp going too after that challenge still.
It'll be the 3rd win of the season for Phoenix Rising. great response after that gut-wrenching loss against their bitter rivals, Orange County, in the rematch of the Western Conference Finals from a year ago. And it'll catapult them into 8th place. Full time. Phoenix Rising. Answer after the loss against Orange County. Adam John with a brace. James Musa adds his first goal in a Phoenix Rising uniform. And Rick Johnson, Phoenix Rising Football Club, put an end to Gerson Echeverry's 5-game unbeaten streak. Phoenix remain unbeaten, both against RGV and on Dollar Beer Night. 10-0-0 on Dollar Beer Night. Adam John with a terrific performance. The Red Fury and Banditos celebrate the 3rd win of the season for Phoenix Rising. Devin Kerr, what do you have to say about all of it?
Could probably say that it's their most complete performance to date. Everything start to finish. And even the goal deflection, not much Lubin could do about it. Good perseverance by RGV, but Rick Johnson will be happy with his squad. Adam John, we said coming in, he wanted to get involved in the Dollar Beer Night shenanigans. He's done that and even more. Great penalty, great finish. Junior Flemings gets involved once again. And nice to see James Musa, who gets an opportunity with the shirt and the holding midfielder role, steps up, wonder strike.
Adam John is your Mobile Mini man of the match. James Musa, his first goal since 2016 and his first in a Phoenix Rising uniform. And boy, was it a banger. And it was a banger of a night for Phoenix Rising Football Club. They emerged victorious 3-1 over RGV. A frustrating night for Gerson Echeverry's crew. And that cheeky Panenka says it all. We'll be back to put a bow on it in a moment.
Mobile Mini is a lockdown defender. Have peace of mind using Mobile Mini, guarding all of your valuables on site, at home, or at your business. Mobile Mini storage containers are made of 100% steel and maximize your protection with our patented Tri-Cam locking system that is camera-proof, cut-proof, and drill-proof. Proud partner of Phoenix Rising FC.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a few years old or dinosaur old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
The Phoenix Rising postgame show is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. The Phoenix Rising postgame show is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Full time here at Casino Arizona Field, and it's all smiles for Phoenix Rising Football Club as they pay tribute to the terrific fans here in the Valley of the Sun and take a bow, and they certainly deserve it after an overwhelming performance against RGV. They move to 10-0-0 on Dollar Beer Night. They remain undefeated and unbeaten against RGV. And we'll take a look at how it all went down. But before that, let's take a look at tonight's What a Burger, What a Save of the match. And there's two of them, and they both come from Zach Lubin. This was just ridiculous.
Chewy Enriquez getting involved, quite pretty. Played the initial ball down in, and then just look at this guy on skates, turning around. 1, 2, 3 by Zach Lubin. Right on the doorstep. Michael Salazar, just sometimes there's no magic, and that was the case. Phoenix Rising had all the tricks, but when you're 2 yards out right in front of the post and you can't put it in, it's probably best to take a seat.
Salazar would eventually take a seat and be replaced by Carlos Small. We'll take a look at how it all went down. 16th minute, Junior Flemings finds the foot of Adam John, 1-0.
Not bad. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. What minute was it?
28.
That a boy. Okay, 28th minute. Adam John getting behind the back line. Great ball in. And this is all the ball by Joey Calistri. This ball that he plays is delightful. Kyle Adams can't pick up the run. Notice a tracking run by Connor Donovan. He had it covered as well. Michael Nelson, unfortunately, overstepped his boundaries. Penalty. Adam John steps up. Okay, what are you going to do for your encore? Panenka! Sit down. Thank you very much. 2-0 Phoenix Rising.
4th and 5th goals of the season for Adam John. Just downright dirty from one of Phoenix Rising's biggest signings in the offseason. And then it would be a couple of more saves from Zach Lubin.
And we saw the save of the game earlier, and just get a better look at it. Well done, Chuy Enriquez. Zach Lubin, his ability to get back up and get his hand back over, that's core strength right there. Just so good by the goalkeeper, and he says, come on, let's get it going. I need you, guy. Operate at a higher clip. Well, didn't necessarily get a clip. However, some strikes from distance started happening. Devon Lambert got involved. Not bad. Like the movement from him up the field tonight. He looked a lot better. There was some good stuff from an aerial standpoint. This is actually the start of the goal where Junior Flemings misses it right at the top of the 6. Great job by James Musa bringing this first touchdown, putting it on that left foot, and just unleashes. Michael Nelson is only a spectator at that point in time.
James Musa's first goal in a Phoenix Rising uniform, as we've already mentioned, but it's worth noting again because that's quite the way to get your first goal for a club, and your first goal since 2016, but a minute later, RGV respond and have life.
Just so much of what they've done in the 2019 season has not only come in the second half, but with 15, 20 minutes to go, that was the case again. Jerson Echeverry and his boys couldn't get going back, and we talked about the performance for Phoenix. Probably the most complete. Again, we liked what we saw at Colorado Springs, but when you look at a full 90 minutes, this is probably the best performance, most encompassing. Efficient was the key word here because they haven't necessarily been able to do a lot on a regular basis. They did it tonight. RGV Toros, cause for concern? None whatsoever. They lose 3 of the first 4, but their only true loss to a better team was the Tulsa Roughnecks. Since then, 5 unbeaten against some of the best in the West. He'll regroup. Jerson Echeverry has done well for his boys. They'll get back to work.
Phoenix Rising, 3 points, 3 goals, and another win on Dollar Beer Night. Next up, it's the 106th edition of Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup against New Mexico United right here at Casino Arizona Field. And then they'll take on Las Vegas Lights. For our entire crew, my broadcast partner, Devin Kerr, Tyler Terrence saying so long for now. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.